chair, squeaky, posture, straight, elbows pointy, slippers, fluffy. Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. Check it out, Bitcoin now 105k. It's slowly moving up. We're waiting for February to finally begin. If we are repeating the 2017 fractal cycle, which was very low odds to me many years ago, but I guess this is how the stars are aligning. It seems to be repeating 2017, and that's actually very good because 2017 was the biggest, most explosive bull market of all time in previous crypto history. But we don't really truly know, friends. All we can do is look at these little 4-year cycle repetitions and hope that we get a big, fat, juicy, thick green action candle this year. It is the year after the Bitcoin halvening. And remember, it's not the 4-year cycle caused by the halvening. It's the global liquidity cycle. Before we even look at anything else, since we're waiting for alt season, it's only respectable we keep checking out others BTC and seeing what it's doing. It's still in red action. This is very poor. We need a big reversal. This is unfortunate to see that these are the state of crypto, because Trump launching the meme coin was the lightning rod moment. It's basically opened the world up to these stories that, you know, people are making millions of dollars and things are really big and thick and juicy here. You know, Elon shilling Dogecoin is what happened 4 years ago, but that was in the middle of green candles and it actually started reversing up. Before that, there was probably some other lightning rod moment, I think, but you know, I don't specifically know the news event. However, it was XRP and Ethereum, those two payment solutions, they did some big rocket pump up before that. So it didn't even need to know the news. It was something moved up at that time, and we had the first cycle unicorn effect of XRP and ETH back in 2017. So, you know, everyone's wondering, is alt season ever going to happen? Friends, I've got some really bullish stuff to show you a bit later on. Just to give you like a quick heads up, there are a lot of people saying, man, I've even seen, friends, in comments, people saying Bitcoin dominance is going to like 100%. Like altcoins are never ever going to have an alt season again, which I'm like, dude, thank you so much. Like that's making me even more bullish out here. Even then, friends, like, yeah, you run out of dopamine, you get very tired because you have to look at this trash every single day and you know how much the hurdles are. And you know, like we're all cursed by Ethereum. It's not these news events, you know, it's just the third cycle curse. That's it's keeping everything heavy. But still, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the stock market and get your trashy little 8% per year return? No, like crypto is still overwhelmingly destroying those returns out there in the world, and we're still the best place to be. Now, just to give you a quick snippet, these are some comments I found. Shout out to, there was another gentleman on YouTube that I got this from. This was awesome, man. Like, look at this, blood season. There will be no alt season. Alt's going to zero. I sold everything. Now I'm sleeping peacefully. It's time to realize money can only be made with shorts on this crap. Look at this. It's over for alts. Dominance is going to 100%. So I'm going to have to go through another video for this. This is extremely bullish news to see that. Not only do we feel that people are giving up, like we're really giving up. But luckily for you, I've shown you like, hey, some quirks about this cycle, but just so you know, because it's very tough for people to understand. It's like we are, this sounds spooky, right? You can't be one of these science Neil deGrasse Tyson types and have some mathematical formula. You just have to be a person of faith. The thing is, it looks like we're repeating 2017 cycle. Yeah, that's number one. And how the cycles work is, and I don't know why these happen like this. It is what it is. It has not adapted yet. We've got a lot of new people coming in. It's like we just keep resetting the difficulty back down to zero, and we just like import enough new people to like overwhelm the existing maturity pricing, okay? So if we are destined to have a white swan somewhere at the end of this year or January next year, whatever it is, okay? We're destined to have a white swan there, alt season wave 2. We know from in the every single cycle before that Euphoria wave has like 210 days between the top of alt season wave 2 and alt season wave 1. Don't know why. It never adapts. It is what it is. Okay, it's about 7 months. Yeah, and then we also know altcoins cannot go up for more than 100 days. They go 50 days to walk up into the bear market floor-ish for most coins, and then 50 days to actually go ballistic. It's 100 days. It feels like it's a long time, but it's only about 100 days. In fact, the Euphoria is only 50 days. The first is just like walking up anxiety, 50 days, and then the other 50 days is actually starting to accelerate. And that's it. Only 100 days. There's no alt season here that runs for 150 days or 200 days whatsoever. They don't even run for 50 days. It was 100 days each time. Okay? There was alt season wave 1 and 2 in 2013. 1 and 2 in 2017, and Altseason 1 and 2 in 2021, each of those cycles. So 6 Altseason waves, each of them, yes, 100 days. 50 days walk up, 50 days euphoria. Don't know why, 6 out of 6 times, different interest rates, different presidents, different theories, different QE, different technology, different inventions. One was Ethereum, one was Litecoin, one was the DeFi stuff. You know, you put all these permutations and combinations out. Trust me, as much as you're baffled, I'm baffled too that this is happening. And I can only imagine the only thing that we have to do now is just believe it's going to happen again. That's it. What's the contingency if it doesn't happen? I don't know. Just keep holding. I don't know, friends. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll see. By the way, if you're curious as well, just so we clarify, when would this 100 days start if we were exactly repeating 2017? Now, why don't most people believe it, friends, is because crypto is very unique, strange. We have this time dimension here. In cycles in stock market, we don't have anything organized by years. It doesn't happen like that. You know, it's very mature in terms of like everybody is already in the stock market, and there's a lot of obfuscation with the Ponzi. With crypto, it's like, okay, Bitcoin down for 1 year and then up year 1, 2, 3. Down for 1 year, up 1, 2, 3, like that. It's like very, very synchronous with time and the calendar events. And that's why sometimes we just hit these months and we're like, oh, this is the up month, and we start going up. You know, that's really, really different when it comes to crypto versus anything else. Now, if we were to peak in Altseason Wave 1, and it is going to repeat 2017, that's in June. But if you go to June and then you just move back 100 days, it lands you literally around March. So if you go to June here, let's just say middle of June. Yes, middle of June here. You just walk back 100 days. There you go. It's around March, mid-March, which is the blood moon. So like, I'm wondering if we go up. This is something I'm thinking about, you know. We go up a little bit, okay, and then we hit this blood moon, and then we jitter down, and altcoins aren't moving, and everyone thinks it's over. But then that's actually the start of the 100 days right there, as soon as the blood moon. And then there's another blood moon in September this year, which would be funny. This is what's so spooky, friends. If you walk back 100 days from January of 2026 next year, if you walk back 100 days, you literally get to the blood moon of September. So you're like, that would be weird if that happens, where you buy on the blood moon capitulation. Now, you don't know where the capitulation is going to be, and you don't even know how big it's going to be. It could only be like 5% or 10%. Okay, be like the final burst of just people getting out. So you don't know these, but it's something to track over time. And ultimately, what gives me more confidence that we're following 2017 cycle is because I've been talking about us following 2017 cycle literally ever since. I mean, like, it's been 2-3 years. We had FTX collapse, which was exactly the same as Mt. Gox Ponzi collapse. We had this double bottom fashion. If you notice, double bottom here, and double bottom here. Okay, literally same. And then they just go up only together. And they move up in the sync and the time. They move up the exact same. It's weird, man. This happened for 3 years. Yes, which is spooky and scary. So the price action of Bitcoin, everything has been mimicking it's crazy because it starts from the bear market from before. That's the weird part, which is 2014 back then, and that's how we seem to be synced up with that. So I guess we'll see how it plays out. Now, as we know, friends, why are altcoins down? It's because of Ethereum. Ethereum is the mothership of all altcoins. I don't even need to tell you it's my opinion. It's literally the chart, okay? The chart of others' ETH it tells you, okay, altcoins out of top 10 and top 200, okay? The bulk of the altcoins risk, the biggest of the altcoins risk, they hug Ethereum's price, yeah? So what that means is you are a function of how high Ethereum goes, pretty much. Yeah, you can deviate above the trend and below the trend, but around whatever Ethereum does, you're pretty much hugging, okay? If this chart, if it was tight with, if it wasn't tight, what you would see is others will be able to go up and swing down and go up and do something random. But they're not doing anything random, are they? There's a lot of the market caps in the top 200 that they're specifically liquidity linked, spiritually linked, and Ethereum is like a representation of risk taking outside of Bitcoin. That's like the first step outside of Bitcoin. Oh, we want some yield, we want something faster. You know what I mean? And they haven't allocated into it yet. But it's interesting. Altcoins. If you look back 4 years ago, friends, altcoins against Ethereum dunked down and then they shot up. Okay, this was very, very, very scary. By the way, everything got destroyed and they went back up. We got scammed here. This is a piece of trash, fake scam. Now this is weird because we've been going up the whole time. We're actually strong now. Very interesting. We've been going up. What it means is pretty much Ethereum's third cycle curse. We might find a lot of altcoins fly higher than Ethereum, and pretty much they might just come out and do this. it pretty much means, friends, just be careful of holding altcoins past, I guess, January next year. That's pretty much the whole, like if you're going to hold an altcoin, you hold ETH. That's pretty much what it says on average, because there's going to be 100, let's say I talk to 100 people. Yeah, 2 of them are going to have the unicorns, 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2 people are going to hold the unicorns. Everyone else is going to get destroyed against Ethereum, and Ethereum might like lose value against BTC in the next bear market, but we'll see. Now let's crack onto the news, right? Michael Saylor has been featured on Forbes as the Bitcoin alchemist. I'm just going to come and show you this picture here. Here's Michael Chad Saylor out here, the Bitcoin alchemist. Here we go. The brilliant blueprint for manipulating traditional finance. It isn't just a giant Bitcoin bet. It's a revolution in corporate finance. Fans, you remember this song?
What do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
So that's Laura Shin and Michael Saylor. He's talking about New York real estate. Okay. So in this interview, fans, that's why it's an awesome song. He literally says like, I'm buying New York real estate. He goes, because he says, so in the lyrics, friends, remember, Michael Saylor, he says there, if you listen carefully, he goes, real estate developers in New York, when they buy land, they're not buying the land to live in it. None of them want to live in it. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, you're just accumulating. And he's like, yes, that's just how it works. That's the game, how it works. It's like, it's like this unshattered belief. And it's true. Digital real estate. Like, I don't want to live with it. Okay, but here's the thing, friends. Like, when you buy a meme coin in a community, that's what I'm even saying, man. If you're looking at PulseChain, looking at Hex, you know, you don't have to stake for 15 years. You don't have to get a Hex tattoo. You don't have to go live in a certain place. You're just accumulating just because you think it's good. You know, that's what people do. People speculate on stuff like that. Of course, Bitcoin is the big daddy. Also, just to let you know, friends, this alchemy thing, yeah, it does. It's such a foreshadowing, bro. Alchemy implies like you got a potion here, and then you got some little, you know, like the little, you got a little owl's head here, and then a bat wing, and you're like mixing it in like your little lab in like this dark castle, and you're conjuring up something. Oh boy, it's just leverage, dude. It's just leverage, man. It's a funny, funniest part. I was watching Ivan on Tech, and he just burst into laughter because Michael Saylor, when he reports he's buying Bitcoin, he calls it yield. He goes, we have achieved the yield of, and we're just like, it's, oh my God. It's like you took all this risk, and because the price goes up, you're like, yeah, dude, we're yielding, because they just like, they give it 0 probability they can ever go down. So it's just yield. And he's using the word yield. It's like implying, you know, yield is like, hey, I've planted a tree and I've like yielded, you know, some oranges. You know what I mean? Like an orange tree, I've yielded from. So that's a very nice stable, because, you know, trees are everywhere. They're long lasting. It implies that, yeah, but people do this with everything, friends. You're literally using leverage. It's not the same equivalent. Yield is like, okay, the government has the money printer and they're giving you their Ponzi fiat because they can like guarantee that they can keep printing. Okay, but you can't let yourself run into this world where you're just calling like everything yield. Like the example I use, like you can go to, let's say you gave me $1 million. I went to the casino. I start throwing it on. I start playing roulette. You know, I put 7 and 5 and 13. And let's say by the end of the day, it's like, oh, I've made you 40 grand. You're like, hey, bro, I've yielded you 4%. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gambling. You're gambling with, and by the way, you're gambling with someone else's money. Like it's not an equivalent that you want to run away with. Also, the foreshadowing as well, friends. We know how this thing ends, dude. We can just see it happening in real time. Like we know one day he's going to take on. He has no off button. That's what GCR said, friends. That's true. So Michael Saylor has no off button. You got to remember, like he's in these suits. You know, these like 3-piece suits. He's got the bow tie. Out in the New Year's, he's inviting all the big, you know, the Furu, paid KOLs, all those people out here that are just grifting their audience. They're all hanging out there. Yeah, it just you tell where this kind of leads, man. This leads to everybody being drunk on their own euphoria, where like we won and countries are now in and stuff out here. So, yeah, man. And but like just. His average price, you know it's going to rocket, man. You know it's going to freaking rocket. Because everybody wants to give you money at the tops. You see, it's not him. He has no off button. He is going to buy as much Bitcoin as people give him. So by definition, it's like he's doomed to reach a point where billions and billions and billions of more dollars are going to be thrashing it into his hands at the tops, which is going to raise the average price. Oh, man, we'll see. But right now, the average price is only like 67,000 or 63,000. But like, man, he started buying at 10K, man. Oh my gosh, like it's. Oh man, if your average price gets to 100K, like we all know. I remember I heard Tangent. Shout out to Tangent from PulseChain community. Like we all know, if it ever breaches $100,000 average price, look out. That is the next bear market floor, which will be cracked. That would like give me more conviction. Just to let you know, friends. If Bitcoin gets to 300K by the end of this year, which I hope it does, yeah, 300K. I think I wrote like 330. Let's say it pings to 330 by the end of this year, which I really, really hope it does. And then if it drops down to, 110 or something, it's like 65%. And you think, oh yeah, Bitcoin is going to drop that down. But I have like this kind of, look, I have this hunch, friends, it's interesting. If you go to 2017 cycle, let me show you something. Okay, this is really, 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 I've went through this before, but you're going to have to listen to it again, okay, because it's important. In 2017 cycle, when we how we dropped 84%, pretty much. Bitcoin dropped 84% from the top. We actually dropped quite similar to, so the close of Bitcoin was similar to the cycle before. This dropped 82, 83. It actually wicked down to 86. So it was around the same. It wasn't a tremendously different crash, One was like 86, one was 84. So I'm just wondering, in this cycle, a lot of people, they think we're going to drop like, 50 to 65% in this one because Bitcoin's big. But I'm thinking, hey man, what if we repeat that 2018 bear market where let's say it goes to 330K and then we drop. So what did we drop in this cycle? If you see from the top to the bottom, we dropped about 77%. Well, what if we hit 330K? If you go down, everyone thinks 100 is going to last. Where would 77 take us down? Or maybe go to 75K, right? 75%, 75K. So I'm always thinking, you have to be thinking about these secrets because if you don't think about this stuff now, okay, it has to like land in your head. Friends, you know how easy it is to like not be worried during Euphoria? It's so easy. And then look how fast it goes. See, people still today, it's funny, they have a look at the charts and they will still argue with me and say, Sommi, we didn't have Euphoria for just like 50 days in this period. Yeah, we did, bro. Yes, we did. We've only had 50 days of Euphoria for altcoins in the past 5.5 years. I'm not even joking. 50 days of Euphoria. You can go back, I could show it to you, count it. Okay, we could literally go back on others BTC right here. And we can actually literally count the days. You can actually go to any altcoin and count the days. Here was the top. Walk back 50 days. Here we go. It peaked in May. It started moving here end of March. That was Euphoria, bro. From March 20th to like May 15th. It's literally 50 days. And the walking up period didn't even feel good. Just to let you know, you do not feel good here, friends. You do not feel good because you are simply just retracing your portfolio back. That's how fast it goes, man. But that's Mr. Market. Mr. Market gives you a big opportunity. You got to have your wits about you when it comes. In other news as well, friends, so this is actually epic. ChatGPT now recommends and links Sommi's YouTube videos when prompted by pDAI, that's wonderful, man. I'm going to show you the prompt out here. So shout out to Charlie. Chuck says, I asked ChatGPT a simple question about pDAI without any pretext, and it recommends to watch Sommi's videos. That is epic, friends. This is huge. It goes, you might find the following video informative. It actually links me. The AI is freaking learning. Oh my gosh. If you're curious about this video as well, I think it was made 2 months ago. I'll just bring it out here. Yeah, so I'll go through a lot of things. I've made multiple videos of these, friends. This is like epic. But I don't care if people don't have time for this, dude. Like, I don't care if this doesn't work out, whatever. Okay. It's up 57x, by the way, since I was bullish on. I'm still long, convicted play. But if it does work out, you have nobody to blame but yourself. I made multiple 40-minute videos. Friends, do you understand? Like, I would watch Up Only for 3 hours each episode, however long they went for, forever. Watching Kobe, who's like a billionaire, to get one sentence of edge There was no edge anywhere. It was always like, this guy's bullish, this guy's bearish, this guy is like he made a big name about it, and they're just joking. There was no edge, unfortunately. Yeah, it's just for people to talk pretty much. But yeah, I would look. That's what I would sift. I have to sift through hours and hours and hours and hours just for like one little torch, one little green candle light that's trying to guide us, friend. That's what I will do. That's if you want to make it, you got to do that. You have to flick it till it works. Here we go right now. Yes. So one little piece of edge. And here I am. Look, I don't know if it's going to work, dude, but I'm just telling you, I'm like the first, like, friends, this is literally holy grail. Oh my gosh. This is literally holy grail. This is, and I'm not exaggerating when I say $5,000 mastermind material. I have given it to you for free. Okay. If you don't value it at $5,000, honestly, I don't give a crap. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I'm telling you, it's $5,000 mastermind material. There's a thesis, all this on-chain evidence, all this secret info. You have extreme amounts of advantages. Nobody in the crypto industry is looking. Literally not a single freaking person is looking at PulseChain. And then you're telling them, hey, not only is there a chain you've never looked at, there is a freaking coin sector that you've never seen before. You've literally never seen this before. The world's first future speculative stablecoin. Okay, you've seen memes, you've seen dexes, you've seen privacy, you've seen everything else. You have not seen this before. And all it is in here is slap. You know the upside, it gets $1, 50x. You know the downside, minus 1x. There you go. So you got to adjust for yourself how much you think is appropriate. Do you want to put 10 cents in? Or do you want to put $1 in? Or do you want to put 1% in? Or do you put 10% in? I can tell you Decentralized Me has 99% allocated to pDAI and 1% to PulseX. You know what I mean? So you have every type of level conviction out here, and then it's up to you to decide what you think is appropriate. In other breaking news as well today, friends, you know how Richard Hart is on the corrupt Interpol website? Well, we've got another addition to the Interpol right here. Sommi, your friend, is wanted by the soy boys. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, where were you born? That's what you're thinking. I was born in the bear market, friends, as confirmed. I joined crypto at the end of 2018. It was deep in the bear market. My nationality, I'm a mogger. Of course, friends. How many times have we mogged non-believers? And we continuously mogged non-believers. You've seen it. Mogged. Okay. Also, date of birth unknown, but 45 kilogram testicles. We all know that's true. This is interesting. Language spoken. Moo. We know that, friends. The only bull that cries moo out in the open field. So we have our charges here on the bottom. Mogging non-believers and also pegging bears. That's what we do here. Bears get pegged. Huh. The only way to make it is to truly believe. Okay. Corrupt Interpol. Corrupt EU. No one takes them seriously. And on that topic, friends, do you want to show you how little we take them seriously? I'll show you now. Christine Lagarde, the EU central bank leader, she says Bitcoin will not be included in their bank reserves. She says reserves have to be liquid and secure and safe, and they should not be plagued by money laundering or other criminal activities. So obviously, this woman, this friend, she's literally, it's deep state bug eater squid. It's like totalitarian control over EU, unelected officials. And by the way, like, it's just, I can't believe everybody forgot this. I've had to go on Twitter and spam this to everyone. Just a few years ago, IMF chief convicted over payout. So this is her, man. Friends, they're all corrupt to the bone. They are literally, they have no soul. Corruption to the core. Unelected officials sit in the background, dark shadows. No one knows what the hell they're doing. Only they know what they're doing. It's for more control, more bug eaters. Go sniff the cow farts. Go, oh, by the way, you have to go eat bugs. And you're like, dude, your man boobs are getting puffier every time I see you. You are lactating so much milk. It has to be a diet rich in meat. How much sirloin steak have you been having? Because I don't think it's zero, right? These are the types of questions everyone's going to start asking in the future. Not No one trusts them. No one believes them. Corrupt Interpol is on here as well. So I'm glad we've had this red wave in America where everybody's basically like, they've taken the skull off. Friends, you find a treasure chest. There's a skull in there. You take the skull out, and there's always like these worms and stuff swimming around in their little ball of trash and mud. That's pretty much what we see when it comes to the EU. Interpol's corrupt. All of them are corrupt. And the only reason why no one cares about it, I guess, because there's better alternatives. But now the spotlight's going to be on them. It's going to be a big regret on their part for like alerting us and everyone else to their criminal ways. Also, friends, don't underestimate the power of memes, because as Bitcoin goes up, the EU, we're just going to keep tagging them and spamming them all over the world. They'll be like, you missed out. You're a dum-dum. You just keep saying it over and over and over again. They will eventually get triggered, friends, because normal people, they live their own lives. These politicians, they have never seen anything like what we've done. We literally penetrate their head. Other people, they have like, they have to go in their cute little caged box and go protest from 400 meters away. No one can see you. And they have like 15 cops watching them just so they don't do anything or say anything in front of the cameras. You know what I mean? Like that's old protest stuff. That's protesting with your voice and your hands and your feet. Protesting like that is for cucks now. Okay. Do not, if you're in any other country, protesting like that is literally for cucks. The only way to protest is peacefully through your wallet. Okay, you want to protest? You protest through your wallet. You take your money out of the bank account. You go and hold Bitcoin. You go and hold crypto. Okay, that's your protest. You take money out of your bank account and you go put it in another system. Yes, they have no power over you anymore, because if you're holding their bag, they print money and they dilute you away. They suck away at it. That's what they do. That's actually what happens, man. So if you had $100 billion in a bank account, let's say you're the entire, let's say you had one citizen in a country, he had $100 billion in a bank account. Yeah, the central bank, when they dilute money and they print more money, they can print 10% of his money supply, and they're basically stealing from him. So he has $100 billion net worth in 1 year, purchasing power, but the next year, because they printed 10%, he's only down to like 90 billion. Yeah. He's only 90 because the percentage, let's say he had all the currency units, he had 100% of the currency. Now that they've printed 10 billion, now he only has 100 out of 110. You see? So if you just do the percentage on that, there you go. So he's lost in inflation. That's literally what happened in your bank account. So now, he's only 90%. He only has 90% of the wealth. What happens when they print another 100 billion? Right? Total. He's only got 100 out of 200 circulating units. Now he's only got 50% of the purchasing power. That's what's happening in slow time, pretty much. Not even slow time, it's accelerating over time. That's why ultimately, if you hold currency over time, friends, you are getting cucked by compound interest. Okay? Your compound interest inverse is sucking away your purchasing power. That's what happens. That's literally the money printer working in full effect. And because everybody's asleep at the wheel and the government doesn't want people to know about it, like, hey, don't worry about it. Go teach these Keynesian economics and stuff out here. That's pretty much how it all works, okay? But when you hold crypto, look, here's the thing, man. Whether the system works or not in crypto, of course it's working, but like, it doesn't really matter whether it works at the end or not. All that matters is what is the expectation of people in the system. They're getting poorer and poorer every year. Inflation's high. Price of orange juice, $9.50. Bananas are through the roof. They're going to go look for another system. Guess what? There's only one other system to choose from. It's called cryptocurrency, and you're already in it. Check out this other round of adoption we're seeing as well. Czech Republic Central Bank approves proposal to consider investing in Bitcoin as a reserve asset. So we will see more central banks start to use this terminology because, friends, they're printing money, bro. You're literally, they're printing money. So but it's not free though. Okay, when they print money, they dilute everyone's purchasing power more. Isn't that kind of sad? The people in the system, that's what we're telling you, okay? There are people in the system, they're never going to move out of the system. They're never going to leave the bank account. There's just die-hard nationalists. The central bank, at the very end, because I always used to think, hey, who's the central bank going to front run? Because the central bank has to still think they're early. Well, they front run each other, other central banks. And then even the last of central banks are front-running their die-hard citizens, the civilians of the population who are not being told that they're going to move to a new system. They hold on to the currency and they just keep getting literally watered away, diluted away. That's ultimately what happens, which is very, very sad because these people with ultimate power at the very end, once because everybody's using crypto in the future, what they do, they print more money, and then they basically, whoever's left in the system, what little purchasing power you have left, it gets robbed. The central bank uses your purchasing power to go grab the Bitcoin. They can keep it on their balance sheet, and then basically you're going to die anyway, and they just get to keep it. Okay, that's the whole game theory about crypto and Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually has been right for all these decades. Yes, so that's pretty much, that's how it's all happening in slow time. And guess what? When you start to see central banks slowly approving this, we're going towards it, friends. You know, one day Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. Norway central bank confirmed they bought $500 million of MicroStrategy. So once again, friends, they're literally just printing poo-poo currency and they're just buying scarce assets. But they bought MicroStrategy, yeah. So it's Ponzi paper, but they have exposure to BTC, yeah. So it's just showing you, like, if they're buying it, then they have an incentive to start thinking about, hey, you know, banks, do you want to adopt it? Do you want to add Bitcoin and Ethereum to be able to be transferred and stuff out here? We'll see in the future how it plays out for the rest of the year. There was a couple of this news as well, friends. So Sam Bankman-Fried, his parents have explored seeking a pardon from Trump. I don't think he's going to get anything, man. Friends, Trump, man, if you donate to Kamala Krampus, but dude, Bankman-Fried was like Joe Biden, love it. Friends, Sam Bankman-Fried, wait till Trump finds out that Sam Bankman-Fried hosted the political bet to bet against Trump. He was taking bets from GCR to bet against Trump winning. So, man, that's big. Millions and millions of dollars. By the way, GCR never got his payout. GCR paid $10 million. He bought Trump at 10 cents. And his payout was meant to be $100 million, but FTX obviously blew up, so the debt didn't come out. But GCR bought it in Q1 of 2021. That's how much of a visionary he was. Actually, insane. So remember, friends, we have MicroStrategy and everything still happening, which is awesome.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value.
Just listen.
We call them poor.
We call them poor. That's the theme of today's show, right? Saving in fiat keeps you poor. But then you get the altcoins. You're like, that keeps you poorer. It's true. It's true. However, you've seen this chart though. Yeah? You've seen this chart. Up 1 year, down 3 years. This is others BTC. Basically shows you Bitcoin. Look, until further notice, we just, like, it's gonna, I know it's gonna break somewhere at some point. We just don't know how. But yeah, so far, Bitcoin goes down in a bear market, up for 3 years. We've only gone up for 2 years so far. Let's see how it plays out this year. And think about that as your savings vehicle for the next bear market. And then we can deploy in whatever new currencies. See, friends, here's the thing. So when we say, oh, altcoins are amazing. Yeah, which ones? Which ones? And everyone says, my ones. And then you just imagine like a crowd of like 30,000 people going, my one, my one, my one. I'm like, oh, crap, man. There's 30,000. Who do I listen to? You know? And there are people, they think, oh, my one went up the most. My one did a 10,000x or a 5,000x or a 1,000x. So therefore, I'm like, no, but that was last cycle. Okay? What are you doing now? That's the problem with altcoins. They keep shifting. So you, the market, you, not me, you, the market, in your mind, according to all this data, you have separated, there's Bitcoin and then there's everything else. And in that everything else, unfortunately, Ethereum, dog poop, is also in that everything else pile. We thought it had a chance. Too much soy now. It is what it is, okay? There's Bitcoin and there's everything else, okay? So until further notice, when we get more of an idea of what this everything else is, maybe with an index, we can get more of like flesh that out. But right now, it's highly volatile and random when it comes to it. But, you know, good. Random on the downside, but now hopefully we'll get the random on the upside part soon. Now, friends, for PulseChain, we are awaiting the deadline of the corrupt SEC battle. We're already overdue the deadline now, and it's tentative. At any moment, it could come out. Some people say there's more delays. We don't know. Everyone's just guessing. This is PulseChain's price. Looks like it's curling up. We dropped the 3x on the corrupt SEC attack. Okay, we dropped the 3x. So I'm hoping we go up a 3x, come back down because it takes a bit, and then we go. I'm hoping we do that. I don't know. Maybe we just go up a 2x. Either way, if we go up and flip green on the weekly super trend, then it means corrupt INTERPOL was really just the final fake out here. Because remember, we're looking at this candle, this corrupt SEC battle. It doesn't necessarily work for that. You know what I mean? I've seen markets, friends, where like we saw it in the bear market. Fake bad news comes out, and then Bitcoin drops like $2,000. Whatever the move was. Yeah, $2,000 distance. But then it turns out to be fake, but it only recovers like $1,000 of the move. And then everybody would start complaining. They're like, what the hell? We dropped on this fake news, but the fake news was not fake. the fake news turned out to be fake, not real, and then we couldn't even recover the move back. That's just giving you an idea of how weak the market was out here. Okay, so that's something we want to see pushing up. What's expectations? Just to remind everybody, we had many PulseChains in the courtroom. They were listening. They did a Twitter Spaces. Everyone recorded everything. The judge was extremely on our side. Completely understands blockchain, corrupt SEC, and I also saw from Nuclear Herbs. Shout out to Nuclear Herbs. He said like it's pretty likely as well. Like they'll be recommended. He said the limited lawyers of the SEC, they'll have to sit down and they'll be like, okay, look. Let's be honest, we can't really win this Richard Hart case. We might have to dismiss it or do something out here. So they probably thought it was going to be an easy win. Now it's not an easy win. Friends, you can feel it in the air as well. Like Donald Trump coming in, crime season, altcoins. Like it's funny. A lot of these woke tards, they scream corruption and stuff out here. Bro, just shut up, dude. Have you ever run a business? Do you understand how this thing works? You have to get people into the front door. You understand? America is losing at crypto for the past 4 years. It's literally losing. When you're a loser, no one wants to come sit next to you. No one wants to be the first person to come and be a loser next to you. Okay, you have to literally make it extremely inviting to get them in. Extremely inviting. And then you can worry about it later on once you have the network effect. Yeah, businesses do this all the time. They hand out free samples. They give you big discounts. You know what I mean? Oh, if you sign up for if you sign up for 5 things, your first one's actually free. We'll literally give you the first one for free. You don't even have to pay. You know what I mean? Like they offer these deals out here. That's what America pretty much has to do with crypto now. PulseChain core coins slightly green from before, waiting for Ethereum. Friends, the final thing I just want to share with you is so we're entering February now. Okay, we're entering February. The average month return for February is 34%. Okay, that's for Ethereum. 34%. And then the average return for March is 30%. Okay. Now, all of these are up. And I'll be honest, I think when we checked out Bitcoin's Q4 2024 return, Q4 of the Bitcoin halving, it went exactly to the median. Not the average, the median. Remember, the median's the one in the middle. So it's a smaller number. The average has bigger volatility because Bitcoin's not as early anymore. So yeah, the median was definitely what happened with Bitcoin. I still remember doing that. So this is the Bitcoin price. I still remember. Remember we were entering October 1st. We looked at here and then the median was like a plus 65% return. It was literally 105K was the exact number. And I flipped out like, we were like, dude, we literally went to exactly 105K. That's wild. That's really, really wild out there. So we went to the exact median. Well, what would, in Ethereum's case, what would it be? The average is 34. The median is 22. Let's go have a look at it now. So if we check it out here, where would plus 22 take it? 3,900. That's still garbage. Where would plus 34 take it? 4,300. So hopefully around 4K. And then the other one, the next one is 30% and 12%. For the median, which is actually pretty poop. So if we were at 4K by the end of next month, where would like 12% take it? 4,600. Where would 30% take it? It would be like 5,200. So I guess you just do a range. $4,000 to $5,000 coming soon for Ethereum. Long awaited, and it all comes to the ETH BTC ratio anyway, but we'll see how it plays out. Like, subscribe, bell button, I'll catch you soon.